Yo, yo. Mer. Yo, what's up? I've rotated things. Everything's moved around. I had no intro. What was that? Hang on. Oh. Alright, well. Kazoosh. There we go. Alright. So some adjusting. Jopi, what's up? Corey, hey. Punky. Okay. Okay, so today a little bit more organized. There's cups everywhere. What is this? Let me clean all this up. That's not a rum and coke. What is that? No. How you guys doing? Things real? Okay, so let's do this. Atmospheric, aren't you at work? What are you doing? Okay, so this is Substance Designer. I need to lower the music for myself. Hope you guys got your music going. Sound, everything's good since I shifted everything around. Okay, so this is Substance Designer. For people not familiar with it, let's open up something here. So we'll just do a new substance. We won't look at any of this stuff. We'll just keep it pretty simple. Delete all that. Oh, I already forgot the note I usually use. Hang on. Base material. Okay, so new substance. Put base material in here. Alright, so in Substance Designer, I'm just going to run through some basic stuff really quickly. You have your 3D view here. You have your 2D view here. You have your I guess like your content browser, bottom left here. And I believe this layout is not how it is by default. I've just kind of moved the windows around, but they'll be here in some order. And then the bottom is where all the magic happens. This is your graph. So you think about it kind of like Unreal's material stuff. So my plan for today is we're just going to mess around in Substance Designer and see what we can make and just discuss nodes. We're going to look at all the other, I don't know, just stuff in Substance Designer, take questions on it. We'll learn stuff from you guys because you guys use it as well. If Quilly Willy jumps in here, he's used it extensively. So, okay, so I've brought this base material node in here, which if you look at it before, it starts with these four, which is your base color, your albedo, your normal, your roughness, and your metallic. Usually I just get rid of those because you end up exporting all this stuff out anyways. And I just hold down, right click, and then drag it onto this 3D view. You can change the geometry up here as well. So we'll just go with I like the rounded cube, it looks cool. And if you need like a different environment, there's all these in the environments button down here. You can drag in different environments that it reflects. So we'll start super basic. Hit the space bar. You can get all access to all these nodes. Most of the time I just hit space bar and then just start typing what I need, and then hit enter, and then it'll place it. So uniform color, we'll put that in the roughness. Whoa. And let me make sure this is all working correctly. Why is this not? No! Am I reading this wrong? Hang on here. Base color is your albedo, right? So. Oh, down here, we probably want to turn off, we'll turn off height for now. We'll just do the roughness, normal, and base color. Okay, so we got that. That is super weird. That's not affecting the... Why would that not be affecting anything? Oh yes, what's up, Nickel Beer? So let me know if, hey James. James Bound. Okay, so, I don't know what's going on. If you're not sure if things are like not working, you can right click and drag and then tell it what to be. So let's give we'll do roughness that way. So this node, so that we know, is the roughness. So the way roughness works, if you don't already know this, is all the way black is completely reflective and all the way white is completely diffused. So like diamonds, charcoal, sand type materials are this side. So we'll go with something around here just so we can see what we're doing. And then for the color, we'll just, if you click this little guy here, you can just pick whatever, go with that. So, now we have this guy. If you double click on any of the nodes you're working with, you'll get a 2D view of it in the top left, or in the 2D view. And then you can just start doing crazy things. So like, if you type in noise, you can get stuff like this. Type in normal. So you can convert this black and white into a normal. And don't mind see the way it looks here. In the bottom left, there's a little toggle here to enable the alpha in the image. You just turn that off so you can read what you're looking at. You'll notice too under the nodes that you're seeing 1024 by 1024. That will be the resolution that you're seeing this stuff as, the texture that's being generated by that node. So this node plugged into the normal, you can see now we've got a normal map on here. Noodling. Dude, man, what's going on? Quille Wille. Yeah, so this is like the really basic stuff, right? So with a node selected, if you press D, you can dock it to the other node, which makes it really easy to like keep the scene tidy. We'll go through and we'll talk about some tidiness stuff as well. Also, by no means am I a pro in this program. I'm just noodling. I'll show you the thing I was messing around with today. I think Quilly Willy liked it, so that's a good sign. Too much coffee. What's going on, man? Hello, hello. Yeah, I always forget that. I mean, can I set it in here after the relative to parent? So no matter what, I can take this. I thought it was the other way around. Relative to input would mean that if I set this guy like this, let me see if this, yeah, so this is carrying over. So you want it the other way around. You want this one to be relative to parent. So if this is 1 by 1, this is a 2048 by 2048. It'll always come through like that. Okay, so let's start messing around with some stuff just to see what happens to things. So just like in Photoshop, you've got things like levels. And you'll see when I was playing around with the output size, whatever is selected, this is your properties window. So everything is here. So when you select things and you want to edit them, it's usually here. So you can go in and change, like, if I do this 2 by 2, now this is a 4096 by 4096, and you'll see the resolution goes up. It's crazy. Procedurals, they're good stuff. So we'll keep these small for now, so that way we can manage the frame rate and all that jazz. Okay, so with a node selected, if it can attach to a node like levels, and you hit enter, it should just attach accordingly. So in this node, then you get leveling, which is just like in Photoshop. So you can do like crunching of the values. So you can see in this view, like maybe you want to say maybe you want your darks. So where it becomes black, it becomes like a flat normal, right? Reeds, what's up? Dude, you guys are just flooding in. I loves it. What's up, Orange? Silent lurker. So when you crunch these values, right, you get a different effect in your normal. So one nice thing is if you double click the normal map, you can view the normal map, but then left click back to levels without double clicking. You can go and edit and see what it's doing to your normal maps in real time, or the normal map generation. If you need to, you can go back here and so let's say we crunch it really harshly like this. So wherever it becomes darkest is the lowest point in the normal. You can see what it's doing here. It's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't announce that I'm live on Discord? Oh. Hang on. Hang on. I got so caught up in the moment. So excited. Oh, Matthew O is in chat now too. Cool. So I announced on give me a second. I announced on Twitter and failed to announce everywhere else. 2 seconds. There we go. Reed's so sad. So sad, Reed's. Okay, back to the dopeness. Okay, so we've got this, right? Let's see what else we can do here. So if you want to, everything that you see in the spacebar when you start searching, you can pull up over here as well. So like if you need to look for generators, generators is where you're going to find all your noises or patterns. So like you can grab this pattern, right? You see this one? And if you just plug this into the normal map, now you're getting that guy. Maybe you plug it into this one. You can mess with the normals. And I believe in the normal node you can change the intensity. Change the strength. If the strength is maximized, or like the slider is max to like say 12 for example is the highest, you can just double click on it and type in whatever you want. Anywho, let's look at this guy again. Look how crunchy that is. That is a horrible normal map. So let's go in and tone down back to 1. Okay, so we got this. This looks cool. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. The other thing is you can take the same image and invert grayscale, connect it in here, get this, right? It's the inverted version, and then put that into your roughness. And now your roughness is where, just like like we were saying earlier, the roughness where it's black, it's completely shiny, and where it's all the way white, it's completely not rough. Or it's completely rough. Need to sub? Yeah, sub it up. Dude, I'm almost to 100 on YouTube. I'm all excited. So excited. Yeah, I need to get Nightbot to auto announce on the Discord. I need to look into that. But yeah, so see, now you're getting this like strange reflective property where like where it's rough, it's rough in the reflection, but where it's smooth, it's highly reflective. This is pretty basic stuff, but actually, so if you do levels instead and then go to here, well, you don't even have to do a invert if you don't want, because in here you can invert it in the bottom, which hopefully you guys can see. Let's just bring this up. So in the bottom here, if you just flip these channels, you can invert it. And then we can actually tune the roughness, which is really nice. Alright, so now that we've got this going on, like this is weird. You can do other things, like maybe we want these shapes to blend inside. You can use a blend node. We'll blend these two together and then put it into the normal. Just go through these. Actually, that's a super bad idea. Hang on. So you can't see any of that. This is what we're getting for the height map. Should probably is going on? This thing is not responding very well to... I'll do that so we can see. Okay, so maybe we need to flip these. So you can see they're capping out, so you get these little island flat thingies. So we'll just start dinking around with this, but if you guys have any questions, just drop them in chat and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. This thing's cool, so it's a gradient map, I think it is. Let me see here. Yes. Okay, so I can bring in, let's see here, bring in a picture real fast. This is a perfect picture. All right, so these bricks. You can go into the gradient map editor, the gradient editor, and you can pick gradient, and like say you select this gray, it'll pick like for this one, like pick gradient. You click the green. Oh, it's not even doing it. What's happening? Anywho, so if you pick gradient. And you go, oh, I can't even. I'm gonna have to do some sneakery here. So I clear all those, pick gradient, and you can click an area or drag an area, and you'll get a gradient selection of all of the colors that you pass over pixel wise. This helps a lot for creating like your first pass of your albedo or your base color. So with that, you can input this map. Let's actually get rid of this because that's like muddying up anything that we're looking at. Get levels back on there. Okay, so we got this. Okay, so now we got this gradient map. It's got all these colors selected in it. If you plug in your height map into that, it will map the that information to the gradient of your black to white range. So think of this as your black to white range, and from here it's black to here it's white, and you'll just start seeing these colors propagated through the gradient. So with that, let's see if we can't. Yeah, so you start getting this type of stuff, which looks ridiculous right now. Just give me a second, it'll be cool. Not really, we're gonna be dinking around, so I don't expect it to be, oh God. Anywho, so this is like this procedural process, right? You can create all types of stuff. Like if we wanted to, we could plug in, instead of this, we could plug in this guy. See, then that gradient map is looking at the height differences and the color of the bricks. So you're getting different colors based on like how black or how white the bricks are. So the more range you have, the more variety you'll get based off of this selection here. Try making some material like rust with that. Yeah, we could do that. Let's see here. So we can bring in like this pattern, for example. We'll get rid of the gradient. We'll plug this into the normal. So you're seeing this. Turn this up to like 5. Actually, that's not, hang on here. This one's probably a better one. I'm trying to remember the transform 2D. It's offset, matte color, filtering. There we go. Okay, so what I've done here is I've got this pattern, right? And I'm used a transform node, transformation 2D node. And where you're seeing the stretch here, I'm just dividing it by 2 to increase the range, or like how many times it's being, you can visualize it in here much easier. So like this thing here, it's basically sampling the tile. So this is how many times it's tiling now. This is a 4096 as well. Let's lower that. Okay, so we got this going on. Maybe before we do that, we should levels it. So we can cap the top out. We can tighten up the edges around the. Let's zoom in here and look at them. Yeah, that should be okay. The other thing too is if your edges are getting too sharp in your normal, you can just do like a blur on it. We'll do that here in a second. So just click this guy and type in blur high quality. Oh, blur high quality grayscale. Bring this in, and then you just lower the blur until the normal map looks nice. Because like when you're looking at a pattern like this, right, you want to be kind of far. It's going to be far away. You want to make sure that it doesn't look really noisy. Like if you don't have that on there, it can kind of get crunchy. With the light around, you can see. It can get a little crunchy, so you want to make sure that you're blurring the details. It's kind of like when you have a bevel on your mesh. The bevel's too tight, you tend to, like in the normal itself, you tend to get like a very aliased edge line. Alright, so now that we have this, man, I'm really liking this one more. Hang on, let me see what this looks like. This is another thing I like, is you can just go in and you can just do this. You can just change things. So in here, we'll just not divide it by as much. So now we have this. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this pattern. If you want, you can dock all these together, and you can still like go in and select them. Okay, so looking at this normal, everything's looking cool. Let's look at the levels again, since the shape's different. Put a uniform color in there as well, so we can just get something. So you can see a little clearer. Okay, so metal has a metallic to it, right? So we'll just open up with this base material node, you can just like, in the properties down here, which you kind of can't see past, hang on, go up like that. You can expose true or false. Ambient occlusion, for example, you can expose. So then like, let's get rid of this brick, get rid of this guy. So ambient occlusion node, you can just plug your normal map into, I believe. Let me check, see what's going on here. No, maybe it's your height map. Can't remember. Yeah. It's kind of a bad example of ambient occlusion, but okay, so we've got the metallic channel, but we don't have any an input in it, so it's just defaulting to black. So we just need to, what am I doing? Uniform color, metallic. Well, that's why that's not working. Oh, that is super weird. So we'll leave this blank because in the material we can actually pick what color we want this to be. So we'll go pretty dark just because metal. If you go into the uniform color for the roughness, or for the metallic, if it's all the way white, then it's full metallic. So we'll probably lighten this up so we can see. Yeah, metal. So we need to make a roughness. Uniform color. How you guys doing? You guys got really quiet in chat. Yeah, so see, we're starting to get like a metallic-y looking surface. This is good. This is good. Ben, I forget what this means. If you're there, just chilling. Just chilling. You guys got music going? All right. So let's say scratches. Oh wait. Okay, so we got this weird looking, this looks like it's just a straight up image. Let's see if we can just put this into the roughness. Getting some cool stuff going on. It's weird. It's weird looking, right? You're still a mod. What's up, man? How you doing? It's been a long time. I don't unmod people unless they're complete idiots. Alright, so let's see if we can't maybe invert these. Because what we want is a metal that's slightly dirty, and you see it a little bit in there. It's got some gunk and stuff on it, right? So we'll delete that. Just tidy this up a little bit. If you need to, you can hold down Alt and Shift. You can grab these points and you can kind of redirect this if you need to clean up your lines a little bit. And I suggest snapping to the grid when possible. Just keeps things nice. as I like get off the grid. No! Alright, so let's scratches, I don't have specular on this right now. I've just got the roughness. So I have added these scratches in the roughness. So if you see, like, if I make this pretty extreme, you can see, like, you can see where it's really reflective, and then where it's not, that's just like the dark values in here, diffusing the light, right? So if you do it subtly, it's kind of like a stain or like a grease. You didn't know about that? Really? Oh, dude, it's so awesome. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I'm reading chat, hang on. No way, Rayfar, that's awesome. How you been? How you doing? Rayfar's from like long ago. Like how long are we talking? Let's, while we're discussing that, I'm gonna look into making like a rust. I'm gonna look at noises. Maybe this noise, yeah. And we'll just put like a uniform color of like, let's see here, of this like red where we want the rest to show. And we're gonna expose the base color. So right now this is all red, right? And we want to blend using a mask. Put that blend here. Like a uniform color, so the metal will be levels in here. You can see how this stuff gets crazy really fast. Like there's just a bunch of nodes floating everywhere. You're like, what's happening? Let me try something here. Okay, so what we're using right now is we're using the invert. PhD thesis, you beast. Hello. Hello, Neri. Okay, so now we're using the ambient occlusion from that we generated down here as the inverted mask for the beginning of what will become where the rest goes, right? So we've got this inverted mask. What is this? Hang on. There we go. Okay. It's got an inverted mask. Where it's red is where the rust is going to be showing. we should just be plugging a noise into that so you can see that. No. Hang on. You don't want just that basic, right? So you want to put a blend. And we'll blend the noise into that as well. Why? There we go. I don't know why that is a problem. Anyways, you have to convert it to grayscale. And then, so I've got this. We need to change the blend type. That's kind of cool. So we're using that as the mask. We'll put a levels here. Dude, talking and building substances at the same time is actually quite difficult. I'm surprised by how much of a pain this is becoming. Just gonna make this black. Actually, that doesn't help me at all. Hang on here. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got this blending working, the connection colors, if it's grayscale or RGB, are you talking about so like this? Because that's yellow, it is color RGB, and because this is gray, it's grayscale. Is that correct? Dude, Rayfar, 2011, that's insane. All right, so that's funny. I never knew that, Ben. Binary, what's going on? Welcome. So for anyone that did not catch that, when a node has a yellow output or an orange output, it is RGB valued. And when it has a gray output, it is a black and white value. I take it when you see an input, oops. I take it when you see an input, yeah, it'll tell you. It can accept. What's the dot mean? Anyways, it tells you, it's telling you what it accepts. That's cool. Looks sort of understandable. Yeah. We gotta get some noise canceling paneling here, so you guys don't hear my voice bouncing around in here. Is my voice okay? So let's go ahead and we'll plug this in. Nice. Hang on. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, that's interesting. So their node uses a gradient map and just clicks grayscale. Hmm. What is color? What is this color node? Huh. Yeah, Rayfar, I'm still making video games. Now I'm just I'm streaming things I'm learning as well as showing people stuff, and then we talk about just anything as far as game art and just discussing, critiquing, learning, always learning. Okay, so for me to replace that green, it needs to be colored. Is that what I'm gathering out of that? Yes, that is what I'm gathering out of that. So if you look at the blend between, it's blending between this color. Let me just move these around so it's clearer to see. It's blending between this and this through this as a mask. So here's the mask, and it's blending between these two things. So now that we have a gradient map on this guy, we should do a color selection. Oh, we'll just use that node. Where did it go? This node here. So if you click the gradient map, gradient editor, click and drag with the pick color, that. So you see it grabbed all those color samples from in here. So now we've got this going on here. HSL in front of this. This will give you hue, saturation, and lightness. So you can like shift these colors around. You can change saturation. Kind of cool. Do some crazy stuff. None of it seems to be what I'm looking for, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Yeah, Rayfar, since we last talked, I've shipped Forza 5 and The Division, and then all the Division DLC I've been helping with. Busy times. Yeah, man, that's exactly why I had the, like if you have this up, you can go here, do the gradient picker, and pick off that concept. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. I just stole that person's colors. Terrible. Okay, so if you look here, we've got it showing up in these crevices. The nice thing is now you can double click to view that, then you can click back to the mask that it's generating and just shift around where you're seeing those details. So powerful. So we've got all that stuff going on there too, right? So we've got metallic. Just gonna detach that because it's hard to read what's going on there. That is weird. Hang on here. I don't need that. Okay, so got an ambient occlusion, metallic, roughness. So this roughness channel, we want to take what we had in this roughness, and we want to blend it with this, or we want to blend it with another value that is the rust. this down here and then shift this stuff back. Okay, so we're going to use the same mask that we split these two together. We're going to do the same thing. Duplicate these. So we'll use the same mask. And then we got, so instead of that, we're going to use levels, because we're going to want level control on this guy going into this one. Let me see what I'm looking at here. All right, so I've got the, now we're blending between the scratched roughness. This is for the roughness map. We've got the scratched kind of rough metal, and then we've got the really rough rust. So we've got that. We'll take it and put that in, make sure this is the, yeah, that's the roughness. There we go. Okay, so now you can see where this rust, it's not very good. Where this rust is, you don't, it's not as reflective as the metal. And I guess if you wanted to, we could pump that up. That way you're seeing more. So you can really see where it's reflective and where it's not. Man, this stuff's so fun. It's messy as all hell. I've seen some crazy stuff though. That's for sure. Okay, normals nodes over here. So we're gonna probably want to take that rust and make a normal map for it. So if we actually take this is gonna be interesting because we're gonna want to use probably a combination of this and this. And then do another blend. So blend. I want to blend using that mask again. So this mask has become very important, right? Because it's basically the driver to how we're blending between the rust and the metal. Well, that changes workflow a bit. Dude, awesome. I'm glad I could show you something. Okay, so we're gonna blend. Will it blend? Between this height map and this. I don't think that is going to work how I'm expecting it to work, but let's plug it in and see what happens. A bit corrosive. Looks super corrosive, that's funny. I don't seem to be using this at all. So the other thing is we're going to want some explicit control on how strong the noise is inside of that. So levels. And then bring it into here. So we've got this, right? This is basically what is our height map before we bring it into the normals. The other thing is instead of a copy, we're probably going to want to blend it. So you can switch between the different blends and see like how it handles. This one looks more accurate because now it's not eating away at the metal as much. This one's a bit more on the corrosive side. Switching is really corrosive. You can see it's just eating away at that metal. Covered in dirt? This is the question. This is just a poor color sample of, I mean, I guess it could be dirt. But then in that case, where's all the grain? Like all the little grain granules from the dirt. So let's go through this. Divide. Divide's interesting. That's more of like a rust combined with corrosion. Huh. Yeah, I highly suggest just experimenting a lot with this stuff. So we'll go with max lighten. That way it doesn't really, when it does get onto these higher bits, it's just changing the roughness. It's not so much affecting the normal. And now we've put this levels node in the beginning here before this. So this guy is going to be leveled into here. That way we can control how noisy the rust is. So like you can make it really noisy, right? Oh, look at that. So you can make it raise. Oh, that's crazy. You want it, I mean, you want it to have the details there, but you don't want it to like overflow with normal noise. I end up zooming into this spot often. Did that work? Oh man, it does. Okay, cool. So because we've set this relative to parent, I can like at the end of the day go in and be like 4 times. So now this is a 4096 by 4096. I think if I want the details of this to look better, I'm going to need to upres this. Anyway, you get a bit of the idea. I feel like the roughness, so this is the roughness, right? I feel like the dirtiness that's on the metal is not coming through as much as I expected it to. So let's look at where that's all coming from. So we've got this guy. It must be this. So like darker. Do this. Give that full range. Yeah, and see now my frame rate's like super low because I'm like trying to render it super high res. Oh, what's going on? Dude, this stuff's crazy though, right? So this is a pretty, I mean, this is feeling pretty cool. You want to do stuff with the metal. To maybe dent it up a little bit. Oh. Was that Fat Man? Thanks for the follow. So this is, yeah, this is looking pretty dirty. Let's see, what else, what should we do next? Maybe we should dent up the metal a little bit or ding the metal. Ding the metal. The directional warp node is pretty interesting. So let's look at that node. So now we're gonna look at the directional warp node. We're gonna need a noise. So we've got this noise. We've got this map, right? Actually, before we blend the rust into that, this is where the normal map's being generated from. We're going to want to bring this in here. Oh no, wrong. Okay. So yeah, directional warp happening. Actually, we don't want directional, we just want warp. Is it just warp? Make the rest tweakable inside of the game engine or substance painter. Oh, you're getting out of control now. It's totally doable. So what you could do is you could save this out, right? And then you could open it up in Substance Painter and you'll have that as a tileable material. It's like you have to remember like that because I'm building it in this sense, you can go into the, let's do this. We'll go into the material type, right? And you can change the scale. Is this right? No. Tiling, there we go. So this just tiles. So you can do, like this is a seamless tileable material, which is awesome. So in that sense, I mean, if you ever have any metal grates and stuff, you could just save this out as a material. Whoa, there we go. You could just save this out as a material and then it'll work. If we expose the height map on here, and then we take, where are we at here? We take what goes in the normal, and we call this the height map, because that's what you're usually generating your normal map off of. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, so it's taking the height map information and it's giving you the depth. You see that? Super awesome. We should change the environment so it's a little easier to see. Oh yeah, now you can see, with this clear sky, you can see how the metal channel is actually just this color. Yeah, the thing's completely non-destructible. I think. So you want, if say you wanted to, so in Substance Painter, say you save this out and you bring it into Substance Painter. There are ways to, so this intensity here, you can, if you click expose here, when you bring the material into Substance Painter and you've applied it to an object, the intensity of the normal map will be exposed, so you could actually go in and change the strength of the normal itself. It's super overpowered. This shit needs to be nerfed like immediately. Don't do that. This thing's amazing. Let's see what else, what other materials we can bring in here. Yeah, so now you can see how reflective some of this is and some of it isn't. Oh, it's so good. Nom 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 nom. All right, let's ding up this metal. I'm trying to remember the warp. I think it is the directional, which is super weird because that doesn't feel right to me. See, because now it's only doing it. Oh, that's weird. It's been in. Mara, what's up? Yeah, you can expose that stuff, bring it into Unreal, and then, like, say you need to change the tiling or the roughness in the substance itself. If it's exposed, it's there and ready to tweak, which is just crazy. let's, I'm going to look at my hex. Oh, I've got my hex open. How did I set this one up? Give me a second here. Slope blur. Blah. That's what it's called. Okay, so we're back to this one. Slope blur. Instead of this. Make sure this is, yeah, okay, so slope blur is crazy. Quilly, thanks, man. Yeah, so slope blur is pretty awesome. Basically, you give it a noise and it tries to blur based on the slope angle of the height map. So essentially what you see is something like this. So you start getting really weird, like dinging effects throughout the height map. Normally I suggest using min unless you're trying to do some like erosion stuff. So the mode being in min will actually make it blur inward. This is going to be hypersensitive though, 0.01. So you want just maybe like a little bit of that dinging, a little bit of that ding up. Maybe we even want to levels it a bit before we do this. No, that doesn't do anything for us. Anywho, let's send this up a bunch. And then we will, let me think here. We're gonna blend it into itself so that we can control how strong it is. So this guy into this guy, and then opacity. Wait, am I doing this? Am I doing this backwards? Gray conversion, come on. Yeah, so, okay. So we're gonna do this one, but we're gonna do this pretty intense, so it's like that. Then we're gonna use the opacity to control how much of it is happening. And then we'll bring it into this guy. Nice, and now we're getting the there we go. Hang on a minute. What is going on? Oh, cool. Whoa, super strong. And it's kind of working. It's really strong though. Let's do a bigger noise maybe. So this is what I like about it is like once you have the system set up, once you have the structure set up, you can just go in and start swapping these around to see like which one looks better. You can see it happen like on a micro level. Like, See, and then you can look at this and be like, oh wow, yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Get that intensity going. Then you look at this one and you're like, okay, it's not really showing up all that much. So then you start turning it up so you can see it just barely. Delicious. Alright, reading chat, hang on here. Oh yeah, you just started learning? Dude, I'm relatively new to Substance as well. But just playing with it, you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. Corey, this is actually, I would say that you don't need an insane computer to do this. You do need a good one, but I mean, if you're already doing high poly stuff, or you're in ZBrush and ZBrush isn't having a choking fit, then you're fine. And if it's not fine, then you just go over here and you just make sure that this is lower res. So what we're outputting, I mean, this is a 512 by 512 now, right? There we go. So you can be generating things quite low if needed. See here. Yeah, we're only dealing with 1024s and then outputs 512. What's so great is how like non-destructive it is. So like later, like you can be working on it like this, and then when you export out all of your maps, I already forgot how you do that. When you export out all of your maps, you can tell it to be a 4096 by 4096, and it will export out those. That normal is nice too. Look at the But yeah, dude, there's no like organization to this one. So we'll look at another one that I was working on. Is it this one? Or what is this one? Marble. Oh yeah, I'm like trying to figure out how to make marble patterns and stuff. Marble is actually kind of difficult for me. But this one I was working on at work, just practicing, trying to understand it for the stream. And this one is like, so you can like parent stuff together. Here's the downside to these. Just get rid of these. Oop. So, looking at this material, view the preview, the texture post compression. So let's go back. We'll go back to this one. So if you're looking at this one, right, there's a few ways you can do it. You can go to the iRay renderer, which Ben showed me today, where you can see it at like its maximum. Let's turn this up. So you can see it at its full res, and it does not look like it's being compressed. In this view, it is being compressed, but I think, let me look around here real quick. It's like, I swear. Is it seen? No. environment, no. Oh, you can change the exposure, that's cool. Whoa, now I need to lower this. BC7 and preview that. I know that the viewport is changing the properties of what's being rendered based on like the size of the viewport itself. Like back here, you can see that it's like softening everything. Man, I can't remember where it's at. Maybe Ben might know. It's basically what the viewport is. See, I thought it would be in scene. Look at that wireframe. Ha! Or it would be in here, but I don't see it here either. Man, that rust is really... Hang on. Actually, not levels. Lower the saturation a tad on the rust, and then lower the lightness on it. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. I like it. Maybe the saturation could be up a bit. There we go. No, it's not the compression. I mean, it's the resolution. So, like, see in the bottom left here, it's saying that my viewport is rendering 1920 by 1080, no matter what. So, like, if I scale this, it's like downsampling. So, like, I have to keep scaling this up in order to get the full resolution. So, like, at this view, it should look at its sharpest, if that makes sense. You can turn post-processing off in the viewport. That might help, because it might be doing some post-processing where, like, temporal AA, where it starts to soften all the details. Luke, what's up? Yeah, I don't think the viewport is doing compression real time. I think it's actually the size of the viewport, and so, like, as it shrinks like this, it's downsampling. Like, looking at it now. No. This material's cool looking though. Okay, so we'll do a breakdown of this hex tile. So what we're looking at is I went in and made, I dropped in a polygon node, and with the polygon node you can change like how many sides for this shape. I'm with 6 sides, and let's get this. Actually, no, we'll look into this first, and then I transformed it and squished it a little bit, right? Converted to grayscale, which is, I don't think I need to do actually. And then tiled it using a tiled random node. And then tile creation, this is where, so I blur it, right? So those edges are a little, I can't do that yet. Blur it, and then I use this noise with the slope blur to start getting little soft gradients inside. I do it again over here and I blend those two together. Then I do this slope blur. This one's probably where most of the detail's coming from. And you see now I'm getting these these chipped edges. And that's just because of this. Blend it together with the other ones. And then I think I do it one more time. So this one is pretty intense. And basically I gave it this noise, this clouds too. And I'm just doing the min again so that it's just chipping away. Which note is that? Relivius? Oh, I see what you're saying. And then just do this. I hate people sometimes. So I wonder, okay, let's see what happens here. We'll drag this up here. We've got this, right? Let's plug this into this guy and let it update all of the nodes. Oh, nope, that's not working. Hang on here. I need to make it a... What's the best way to convert a grayscale to a color? Like, do you just add a gradient map and then connect it? Oh, this is hilarious, man. So I'd have to rebuild a bunch of this stuff, but it looks like, yeah, I could actually use, that's hilarious. I did not know about that node and then being able to fill it. That's funny. So gradient node is the way to convert, or best way to convert currently known by us. That works. I mean, it gets the job done, right? Unless the node itself has a color mode. Nope. Nope. Anywho, I did a bunch of slope blurring to essentially ding up these edges and then created a normal off of that. What do I do? I do some blending with some noises too to give some tooth in this white area, which is kind of hard to see from this. And then I basically use a tile random color and randomize some of them to give me some selection choices. So I can select, you can see I connect these up this way, and I select some of them to randomly be a little bit darker than others. Let's see if I can, so I can control that opacity too, so I can make these ones super dark, right? But I'm not intending to do that. I just want to have like a slight value shift. Where did the... It's like way bright. So once I've created that, then I start, here. Do a blend, levels on it. Get a nice height map with some chipping happening through here. And then when you get that chipping, I just take sharpened it a bit, it looks like, and then brought it through into the normalized it. just run that height map through the normal map node, and then kick it out to the end result. Then I did like a grayscale, did some of this stuff for levels, and then looks like I'm not using that sharpening. So this is weird. I'm using this for roughness. So some of these are pretty shiny, and then some of the, like in the crevices, it's quite not, quite not shiny. And then for coloring it, it's just a combination of like bringing in these noises, transform nodes, gradients, gradient map, and then you can see I've got the selector here on the right. Just color sampled based off of the reference that I had of the same tiles. So I'm grabbing the color from the real world, and then removing a little bit of the blue, just because like in real life when you take pictures of stuff, you get a little bit of blue filling your textures. And you can, when you're taking pictures of textures, you can take a picture of, I don't have it in here, but it's like a color picker. And you use that to like neutralize the colors, and then have a neutralize density filter on your lens. You can wipe out a lot of the sky reflection in materials, like on leaves and stuff, and it pulls out a lot of the blues that you would get from the sky bouncing off of everything. And then in combination with that color picker, you can essentially remove all of the, I guess you want to call it like color artifacts from the actual what you're taking a picture of. So with that picture, I did like this gradient editor, like swipe select of colors. And then I think I did it again. There's this one, and then this one. Yeah. Well, these are actually the same node. That's interesting. Oh, but they're coloring different values. Then I blend them together, and then run a levels on it, so I can get some more range in the colors. And then kick that out to the base color. Excuse me. And maybe I don't need, let's see. So this is quite a bit lighter now. It gets really interesting. It's like the nice stuff, or the nice byproduct of going physically based, is you just make the albedos correct and the roughness values correct. And then you just drag different environments on top of it. And like you see, this one's got a lot of greens in it. So if I turn this visible, you can see the world outside is green, so you're getting a lot of the green bounce on there. Gradient nickel beer. How did you get luminance variation? Are you talking about how some of these are reflective? More reflective than others, or are you talking about the actual value difference? It's like some of these are brighter than others. Is that what you're asking? Let's see here. So luminance variation, if I'll wait until you respond. Just to make sure. My phone is exploding. What's happening here? Yeah? Okay, cool. I'll, don't forget to join the Discord as well. You can hang out, chat. So I'm using the tile random color, and I'm using this as a means to have selection. So I'm using that with blends, and then making a mask that goes between two different masks. So I've got one that's not chipped, and then one that is chipped, and then using the mask to lessen the chipping between the two. But in other areas, I'm also using that same variety to mask out the variation of values in this blend. And that is getting plugged into other maps to help bring value difference to those individual tiles. So I'm just essentially just using these as a means to have selection. See, there's a randomized slider here. It's awesome because I can just change which ones. Dude, it's crazy too because like if you get in nice and close, so you can look at this chipping. As I move the random around, you'll see some of them change because now they're not included in the mask. It's very subtle though. Can you invert it too? You see here, it like just shifts. It's like more chipping and less chipping. You do that with this one too. So now this one actually is physically lower than the rest. And this chipping is just a product of layering the slope blur with noise. Hopefully that helps answer some of those questions. So it's 9:30, so we've almost taken up, what, 3/4 of the stream time? Do you guys have anything you want to look at? You guys have any artwork or anything like that we can talk about? If not, I'm just going to keep dinking around in here until 10 o'clock rolls around, so we've got about 30 minutes. But hopefully this has been somewhat informative. I mean, I'm not really teaching anything. I'm just kind of going through how I'm thinking about stuff and how nodes interact with other nodes and then answering any questions you guys have. Oh, one thing. This is stream wide. This is just a thing. Does it bug you guys the idea of donation goals for things for the stream? Have I used an FX map? I feel like I have, but I'm not sure. So like I'm going to get like noise canceling stuff for the wall. Should I do that through donation goals or should I just do it on my own, just save up and do it? I'll kind of leave that up to you guys because I don't know, the whole donation thing is awesome, but I don't like the idea of forcing it. Like that's why I don't have it on the UI or anything like that. Like, oh, this guy donated blah blah blah. Anywho, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide if you want to do that or not. Punky. So FX maps. I have not played with FX maps all that much. I need to look into them though. Because you create them, right? You create them from the ground up in another... I actually have not played with that at all. I don't know, is Ben, have you played with that? I don't know if Ben's still in here. All the people that are new to the stream, welcome. Be sure to follow. I'll be streaming again in 2 days. And occasionally I'll stream randomly. Cool, Punky, I'm going to have to look into that then. I'm aware of them, I just haven't really used them all that much. Maybe I should show... Hang on here. Maybe I should show the scene that I'm working on so you guys can... Rayfar. Like, wait a minute, when? Yeah, so last time you were in the stream, I think I was in the US, wasn't I? I'm in Sweden now. So this is the scene that we're all, like, everyone that's hopping in and watching and we're learning stuff together. This is the scene that I'm building out. And we're all kind of inputting on it. You guys are projecting through me. out this like temple. Here, I'll just hit play on here. So this place is just based off a concept. It's based off a concept from Uncharted 2, or maybe 3. Might have been 3 because 4 just came out, right? But yeah, this is, so what we've been doing is this stuff. Whoa, camera controls. So this was made in blocked out Moto. These details were modeled in Moto. And then I brought everything into ZBrush, dinged it up, brought it back into Moto, made a low poly, unwrapped the low poly, baked the maps in Substance Painter, and then textured it in Substance Painter. And I've just kind of been doing that with everything that I'm going to be bringing in here. Will kind of be the same route. Like I need to make these little guys. I made these little things and put in there. There's going to be little statues in here. I was in Seattle. And now I'm in like Malmo, Sweden. It's like southern Sweden. Basically Denmark, but don't tell them that. They would be pissed. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on. And I love that this just works. It freaks me out. It's awesome though. It's like, let's tile it more, yeah. Whoa, that actually fucked up all the rust in it. Hang on, let's see what's happening here. No way, you met me in, no. That's crazy. With like Matt Litchi and those guys. Dude, that was a long time ago. I think I was at Zombie Studios then. Dude, that's so funny. Is that for real? You actually... Because I just know you as Nickelbeer right now. Where are you at right now? Are you in games or are you... So we're getting some weird... This ambient occlusion map is not working out. There we go. There it is. And then it looks like the height map we need to work on. Because now it's like crazy high. So we got a decent AO. Inverted the AO. Blending the noises. The noise eye. Creating the normal. Priatus. Yeah, Josh and Elliot. Elliot Bags. Dude, it's been a while. That's crazy. I recognize a polycount name. This industry is way small, man. There's too much rust in this bad boy now. Now it's super procedural looking, so you're getting these like procedural patterns. Don't care for Virginia in comparison. Dude, Seattle's pretty awesome. I tell everyone over here if they get the opportunity to go work in Seattle. That didn't work at all. Gross. Wait, maybe if I do that, but I change the blend type. Nope. Nope. Virginia's better than Ohio. I can't argue your point there. You guys are hilarious. Alright, we got 15 minutes. You guys want to see anything? Anything particular? You guys want to talk about any of the work you've been doing? We can look at it. We can go through people's stuff if you want. Not next stream, but next Tuesday I'll do a stream and we'll look at Painter. And we'll texture a few things. We'll texture, I think that it comes with a fire hydrant now, and we all know how much I like fire hydrants, so. You have a stucco plaster substance you made? Oh, dude, you're welcome to share it in chat. We can check it out. Yeah, we can look at that. Man, this is just awesome how you can just tweak, convert things. Oh, you're gonna give me the, okay, sure, hang on, we'll look at it. Send good vibes to my way for this desktop support job you're going for. Punky. No, we can look at it. Hang on. I will download it. Oh, surprise, surprise. It can't be previewed. I have to... gonna dink around in the stuff really fast. Give me a second here. I'm gonna turn this off. Secret things are happening right now. You don't know it. Boom. All right. I think when I turn that off, I should have like the background starry stuff. Okay, so this guy, right? Oh yeah, stucco-y goodness. It's like, wait a minute, what is happening? So this looks pretty good. I mean, so the cracking feels, the major cracks feel a bit on the procedural side. Why can't I view the note structure on it? I guess, is it not, I've never opened something like this before. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how. So SBSAR. So it's a substance essentially packed, right? Like I have no way to expose. Yeah, I'm just getting the outputs. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense because I see a little lock here. It looks like, I don't know, it's only like 10 pixels, so maybe it's not a lock at all. So overall, this looks pretty good. Color-wise, it doesn't really have too much color happening in it. There's some value. The one thing you want to think about is how stucco is applied and how old it is. No, it's okay. I think this is enough. Let me see what else like I have in here. But like, it might be a little worn, and your cracks are a little. Currently, I think they might be a little heavy-handed. This noise stuff is pretty cool. Is that supposed to simulate that like the circular scraping that you get when you're applying stucco? Let's see what else I have in here. What is this one? Did I actually make cracked paint? No way. I'm not that awesome. Oh, look, mine's similar to... Ah, that's funny. I must have stopped on this or something. What else do I have in here? Metal test stone. Oh yeah, this is just... This cracking stuff doesn't look... So I mean, I think with the stucco, you want to go a bit more smoother in the overall image of it. Stucco, when it chips, tends to just kind of... Rayfar, it's good hearing from you, man. I hope things are well. Let me see if I can find a... We have 10 minutes. Maybe I can make a stucco. I doubt it. 10 minutes is not very long. And I have to find a good image of stucco. But stucco in general tends to be a pretty simple material. Like as far as like, let me see if this one opens. So this one's probably one of the more complex looking stuccos. Let's do this. So and this is getting some shadows, right? And then like you have that layer that's peeling away. But that just, yeah. Stucco is difficult because the way it's applied is very layered. So you have a lot of like height gradients that are occurring. over like a longer distance than you would normally have on a surface, especially a man-made surface. I think that's why us humans really like stucco. It's so much more complex visually, yet like really simple surface. Yeah, Ponky, this color variation stuff. This I would say this image is black and white, but I think this is actually in color. Let me see if I can find another. Oh, this is a good one. So this is that scraping pattern, right, where they've been smudging it left and right. So it's like, I wonder if you could make that smudge pattern in ZBrush or something as like an alpha, and then like a black and white, so like kind of like a height map of it, right, with it feathered out on the sides, and then just use Substance Designer to scatter that randomly in different orientations, and then have them blend together nicely. I think that would give you a nice like variation in your noise for stucco. But yeah, the color variation is very subtle in it. It looks like mostly the pieces that are at the highest point are a little bit lighter. But it's super... Oh, this is a... Hang on. How funny. Look at this one. Brad, thanks for the follow. I loves you. I loves your face. You only just followed me and I'm telling you I love you. What is wrong? What is happening to me? I mean, you could take this one and make it tile and then just throw it into Substance, but then that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Lyles, what's going on? Yeah, it's very mortar. Let's see what else we got here. It's a drywall website. That's awesome. Oh, this is great. Check this out. Okay. Education, people. Got a drywall artisans website. This is actually pretty valuable because you've got like profile. I'm going to drop this in chat because this is actually great. It gives you profiles for what type of stucco, like Tuscan. Tuscan actually looks really interesting to me. Crow's foot. That's a cool one. That would be interesting to try. Levels of finish. What is this? This website's kind of cool though. Look at that tree bark one. Heavy stucco. Bone stucco. So bone stucco is really interesting to me because you get really interesting like light play with the normals. The Tuscan's classic. Rolled is an interesting one as well. Standard stomp. Standard, guys. Standard. Anywho, cool. Awesome sauce. Hopefully this stuff was helpful or interesting. Is this one? Oh, is this the metal one? This is cool. I've actually not made this type of material before. The rust needs work. That's not really how rust does its thing. And the way the metal is kind of damaged up was a little strange. But yeah, hopefully that was informative. Or at least a little bit of an eye-opener as to what Substance Designer is and what it can do. I have 4 minutes, so I will open up Substance Painter and we can look at how they're using the substances they create in Substance Designer for Painter. So the materials, see down here, we're gonna open sample, fire hydrant, there it is. Yeah, fire hydrant, guys. We'll see if it opens, jeez, there we go. Oh, that looks nice. Oh man, they even have the layered materials set up on here. Okay, so wow, this looks sick. So cool. Fire hydrant! Fire hydrant! Yeah. Man, they even put... Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so down here you've got these materials, right? Wow, this is super weird. I haven't worked in their material setups yet, but so let's make, instead of it being made out of steel, it's made out of pure brass. So this brass material, right, and all the other properties with it, like if you press C, you can switch between all the maps. Oh, weird. I think because this is a different type of shader, because this is their new layered shader. But all these materials down here are using their new, or these are all built in, whatchamacallit, in Designer. So like we can change the blue. It's a blue fire hydrant, because that's a thing. Man, crazy. But yeah, all these materials here are built using Substance Designer. This is so weird. Of course there's a fire hydrant. You don't know. You don't know, Ben. You don't know what I've gone through. Anywho, Ben, this is using their new layered material stuff. It looks super nice. Anywho, guys, it is 10 o'clock. I'm about to roll out. Hopefully this was informative. I'll get this up on the YouTube channel, so if you need to go back and look at it, it'll be there. And don't forget, you can join the Discord and you can drop your materials in there if you want. Brat Pete, thanks for the compliments. I'm glad you followed. You're currently learning Substance. That's sweet, dude. Me too. I mean, I know some of it, but there's so much. There's so much to it. It's a complex, amazing tool. You can do some crazy things in it. That's for sure. But yeah, cool. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging. See you guys later.